Hello and welcome to Inside Sports. I'm your host, Todd Blackstock. On today's show, we celebrate the 125th anniversary of the South Broadway Athletic Club in St. Louis. Plus, we have the founder and co-chair of a golf tournament in North St. Louis County promoting inclusivity for women and minorities. So stay with us for this and much more coming up on Inside Sports. Show. In our first segment today, we're going to highlight a really cool golf tournament with the founder of the APGA Daugherty Foundation Championship, Ron Daugherty, and the co-chair of the event, Ken Mallin. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here today in Inside Sports. It's a pleasure having you, and let's start with you. The Daugherty Foundation, Ron, it's been around for some time right now, and before we go into the golf tournament, give us a little background about the Daugherty Foundation and where it came from.
Absolutely, absolutely. Over the last 40 years, Todd, I built the region's largest technology services firm. And so at the end of last year, I had the opportunity to merge it with a global firm so I could focus even more of my energy on supporting the community. St. Louis has been very good to me, allowed me to build a 2,000-person company in 5 countries, headquartered right here in town. So investing even more energy on supporting the community. And one of the most fun and exciting events that we do is this APGA tournament. I've been the presenting sponsor for the last 3 years, and now I'm stepping up and taking over as the overall sponsor for the tournament. We've had a wonderful partnership with Glen Echo, Ken and his team, as well as the APGA. We're really excited about what's coming together this year.
And Ken is the co-chair of the event. Can you tell us a little bit about what APG stands for, and maybe the mission and how it's kind of evolved over the last years?
The Advocates Professional Golf Association, or APGA, is an organization that's been around for about 20 years. It provides a platform for young men and women who are interested in golf to learn the economics of the game, the athletics of the game, so that if they wish to become a tour player or simply just a club professional, they're given a path to do so. Over the last 3 years now, in our 4th year, Glen Echo has been proud to partner with the APGA and the Daugherty Foundation now in order to host these young men and women in a professional event that we're going to hold on October 1st and October 2nd of this year.
Fantastic, and you've got to be excited to have title sponsors like, the Daugherty Foundation, and how did you guys come together and get this together? We just, at the Elks Lodge one day, or how did you decide to team up?
The tournament's a perfect fit for the key areas of focus for my foundation, which are youth development and health and wellness. So the opportunity 3 years ago came along to partner with the Ascension Charity Classic tournament at the time to put on the APGA tournament, and it just felt like a great fit. Now, over the last 3 years, I've been so impressed with the event. These are young professional golfers that are competing for the opportunity to join the major PGA Tour. So it's like watching the stars of the future work their way up. These young men and women have so much character, so much talent. It's just been a real pleasure.
So Ken, what are we doing to get the minorities involved? Because, it's kind of like, it sounds like a pro-am type tournament. It's 2 days, October 1st and October 2nd, a Wednesday and a Thursday, but it does have several events over the days. You've got the major tournament, and you have a couple of events, on the outside as well.
Todd, you're right. The first opportunity really for the community to get involved is in the Pro-Am that's held on Tuesday, which is September 30th. There are teams that are still available if the community would like to participate, and they can reach out to us, put together a team, and we'll play with one of the professionals in the event itself. Perhaps more importantly in my mind, though, consistent with Ron's vision, is on Wednesday afternoon we have a youth clinic. This youth clinic is opened up to all youth available interested in golf here in the St. Louis area, primarily in the North County area. And the professionals come help teach these young men and women how to play the game, give them an opportunity to actually drive the ball, putt the ball, and things of that nature, and then combine that with an opportunity to learn a little bit about the mental health part of the game and get a chance to meet the pros themselves.
Yeah, so let's hold off on the mental health for just a minute. I want to get to that in just a few minutes. But the junior golf event, that seems like the perfect segue to get the minorities involved. Because I guess a kid, you could be a teenager or a young adult. You may be working on your craft. You may not be there quite yet, but this is an event that can get you in and get you hooked.
Absolutely. I view it as an opportunity to open their eyes to what is available. Whether they choose a path in professional golf, in the area of data processing or artificial intelligence, whatever, what we believe is that golf can be a necessary part of that. It's an opportunity for you to recreate. It's an opportunity for you to interact with people within the business that you've chosen. And this youth clinic that we put on gives them that chance. It's their first step.
You know, a lot of people, Ron, don't have that opportunity in minority communities to go out on a golf club and cut deals and sit there and interact with, you know, members of the business community and things. And how important do you think it is for a teenager or a young adult, maybe in college or thereafter, to be able to participate in an event like this when they may not have had that opportunity previously?
Yeah, tremendously important, Todd. Not only in terms of golf in particular, those skills, but also in terms of life's lessons and this concept of if I can see it, I can be it, role models that show, geez, young golf pros only a few years older than the young people in the clinic who are working hard and becoming successful, came from the same background that they came from. Tremendously important.
I was looking at some testimonials that were sent over from the tournament over the years. Is this a St. Louis exclusive event, or is this held around the country?
Yeah, it's all around the country. But you know, one thing that's interesting, Ken, I know we've both heard this, that the pros have told us many times this is their favorite event of the tour. They do something like 18 events around the country, don't they?
That's true.
Glen Echo's done such a good job. Just been a privilege, a pleasure to be involved.
And Glen Echo is one of those golf courses where people feel comfortable at it. You know, it's probably not the toughest course in the world. You know, I haven't golfed it myself.
Pretty tough for me, Todd.
But it seems like a wonderful opportunity for, you don't have to have a PGA card to play this course. Is that true? Is that fair?
I would say that's true. Our claim to fame, if you have one, is that the course is over 125 years old. The Olympics were held there in 1904, the first time golf was ever in the Olympics, and the course is about 90% true to that original design. So think about the design of a club 125 years ago, still being able to take the test of the current golf equipment and golf balls of these professionals. Our winning player over the last several years has only been at -4 or -5, which again is a testament to the quality of the course itself.
Wow, that's amazing. And then on the Thursday, you have the second day of the events.
That's true. Thursday is our concluding day, but I think we have to go back one day more, to Wednesday, because this year, for the very, very first time, and for the first time for the APGA, we're actually going to be hosting women in the tournament, and we will have a women's championship that will be awarded that afternoon. And so we're very, very excited to welcome the women professionals to Glen Echo to participate in the Daugherty Foundation Championship.
Is this a women's PGA sanctioned event? Or LPGA?
It is not sanctioned as an LPGA event, but within the hierarchy of the Professional Golf Association.
So you basically, to be in this tournament, if you're in the men's or the women's, you have to be a PGA card holder?
That is correct.
Okay. And then the kids, they don't have to be PGA card holders.
No, the kids who are invited to the clinic are just kids who are interested in golf, interested in meeting these professionals, and have an opportunity to swing a club and spend some quality time together.
You mentioned earlier some mental health aspects on why you wanted to join and get involved with this, and I know it's very important when you think of the mental health, and I believe Alzheimer's was something that was involved with this.
Exactly right, Todd. So Alzheimer's is an area of focus for the Daugherty Foundation and Daugherty Enterprises. So Daugherty Enterprises is a company I started to focus specifically on Alzheimer's, dementia, and then broader mental health issues. And our foundation is committed to supporting that as well as the community at large. And wonderful causes like this APGA tournament, so important. So on Monday, the 29th, we're doing a kickoff event. The Daugherty Band is playing. I play harmonica and sing. Yeah. And we have a number of organizations come in, the Alzheimer's Association, National Alliance on Mental Illness, Evertrue, formerly Lutheran Senior Services, Memory Care Home Solutions, the Logo School, the Independent Center, and others that will, it's not a fundraiser, it's a friend raiser and awareness raiser. I mean, so much of supporting a cause I found is associated with awareness and just letting people know what's there. And then one more thing I'll say is that a key component of this whole thing, this entire situation, is bringing together talent and opportunity. When you can do that in an inclusive way, make things like golf more accessible, then magic happens.
Well, that's amazing. Are you guys looking for volunteers or any staff, any more sponsors or anything like that?
I think we still have some openings in the Pro-Am, don't we?
We do have openings in the Pro-Am. If you're interested in volunteering, you can get a hold of us at the Glen Echo website, gecc.org, and you can volunteer there. And there's opportunities on both Wednesday and Thursday to volunteer on the course to see the players.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, we got about 30 seconds left. Is there any final thoughts, anything you'd like to mention before we let you go?
It's all up to you.
Talent and opportunity, bringing those two things together, accessibility of the sport of golf, but also other things in life that aren't easy to get to. If you open up the door of opportunity to young people with talent, wonderful things happen. This is a great example of it. I'm proud to be part of it. Thanks for the opportunity to talk with you today, Todd.
Well, thank you both for joining us today on Inside Sports. Ken and Ron, we'd like to thank Ed Mayuga and AMM for helping facilitate this as well. Gentlemen, good luck. I'm going to try to get out there on that Monday if I can. I believe we're taping our next show on that Wednesday, so I don't know about that, but we appreciate you coming out. Good luck, and thank you for what you're doing to promote this in our community.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break now, but stay with us as we're celebrating the 125th anniversary of the South Broadway Athletic Club on the flip side. We'll be right back.
You have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back to Inside Sports. I'm Todd Blackstock. Joining me now in studio is Jody Schaab, the Vice President of the South Broadway Athletic Club here in St. Louis, along with Mike Button, who is a prominent longtime member and a contributor to a new book called the South Broadway Athletic Club, St. Louis's home for boxing, wrestling, and cheap beer since 1899. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us here today. We'll start out with some of the events going on with the South Broadway Athletic Club. And Jody, there's so many things going on. I guess it's been around now for over 125 years.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it has. In the past, we've done youth sports. The club has always been a sports club. But going forward in the future, we've sponsored a lot of outside activities for youth. We sponsor youth soccer, baseball. We've recently sponsored the South City Composite Otters, and it's a mountain biking club who had no place to practice. They went to different people in the community, and they helped develop the first ever mountain bike path trail in Cronolette Park in the city. So it's those kind of youth groups that we like to sponsor because they are giving back to the community themselves and finding ways to make things work for them. We also have a Gaelic football team. Mike is wearing our jersey, which that's mainly just for fun for the club. They're in the National Gaelic Football Club. We sponsor a team in the Fall Pub Club, and teams like McGurk's, South Broadway, Pat Conley Tavern, Tower Pub, they're all in this group. We sponsor them. So we're giving back, we're doing things in the community that we've always done in the past, but we've brought them back, we've brought them to the current day. And we look for organizations that are also going to give back too.
Now, is Gaelic football, is it like flag football, tackle football, rugby, real football? What's Gaelic about it?
It's basically rugby, soccer, football. It's just a bunch of guys that get out there and have fun. It's really basically bragging rights. They do have a trophy called the Monkey Cup that has monkeys all over it. I don't know how that fit in. But yeah, that's just kind of a fun thing that we get the club involved into, because it helps to bring members in. You know, our membership is up there, and I think it's doing things like this. You have to have some fun things with bringing in the youth and keeping it that way.
Well, congratulations on the 125th anniversary. It sounds like Mayor Spencer gave you some kudos as well, and you got some recognition that was very well deserved. It opened up in 1899 in Soulard, I guess off of Guyer, and you've changed locations, and you're now right there prominent. I mean, right there, anybody that goes down Broadway and Soulard can see the location. Are you, is it open to the public to join right now? Can anybody just come in and join? Is there sort of a process to get involved with the South Broadway Athletic Club?
The process is we meet the second Friday of every month.
Okay.
And if you want to join, the best way to do it is start coming down, meeting people, because you have to have 2 members sponsor you. But once you meet, it's pretty easy. And then our dues are very expensive, $25 a year.
So back in the beginning when this was formed, I understand there was a community of immigrants and a lot of people in brick builders and things that they would bring their companies, and they lived in the Soulard area, and they would get together. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about how it was formed and how it went from like a club to being
well,
more
it started out as a debate club, and it was German immigrants that put it together, men. And then it turned, that would be in 1899 to about 1904. And then in 1904, we got involved in boxing. So it went from debating to boxing, which is pretty much, you know.
And in 1904, there was a pretty prominent Olympics held here in St. Louis, and sounds like South Broadway Athletic Club fared pretty well there.
Yes, we had a few athletes that were actually in the Olympics, and 2 of our wrestlers won bronze medals. And we're very fortunate when we were putting the book together. One of the family members had one of the bronze medals and brought it down and let us take photos of it, and it's in the book, which is great.
That's really neat. So Jody, you've had a lot of events over the years. One of them that really kind of tugs at my heart, because when I was down in Southeast Missouri, our fraternity held an annual Jello wrestling event for charity, and that was quite fun. I noticed in your book that you had spaghetti wrestling at one point.
Yes, it was before my day. I wish I would have been there, but I've heard the horror stories. And we've talked about doing one of those again just because it was so much fun. And like I said, we do a lot of important things in the community, but we're still a club that we do events just for something fun for the members to do. So, and they're also fundraisers for the club, because that's how the club supports itself. It's on, you know, volunteering in the events we do. But yeah, The spaghetti wrestling, that was talk of the town, and people still, and there's people that will come by and go, and we'll say South Broadway Club, and did you do spaghetti wrestling there? I mean, we're known for that. So
who are some of the more famous people that came through practicing or training through there? Because on this set, it might have been over there at the time, but Jerry Clinton from USA Boxing, Gray Eagle Distributors, Merle Taylor, and Alderman Dan Kerner were huge proponents of boxing because they wanted the kids to have something to do to burn energy, get them off the streets. Mm-hmm. You know, who are some of the, can you maybe comment on the contributions those guys gave and maybe some of the top people and maybe big names that came through there?
Yeah, Jerry Clinton was a big part of our reunion Umbro we would have every year. It was a steak dinner, and they would throw matches of amateurs in the area. So, and they would have big stars come and be guest speakers. I mean, Carmen Basilio, which is an old-time boxer, he talked at ours. George Foreman. We had Michael Spinks, Leon Spinks. We had Sugar Ray came to the club and talked. So Jerry had all the connections to get those type of people for us and raised a lot of funds for us. And Merle Taylor was a real long-time member like me, and so was Dan Kerner. But they were just really involved in boxing.
There's been spikes, highs and lows in memberships over the years. And I understand that Soulard Mardi Gras had something to do with a spike in membership. Maybe in the beginnings there was sort of a bond or a relationship, kind of?
Well, Mardi Gras started, it went down Russell, so it really didn't involve us. But then they moved the parade route to 7th Street. That brought it right in front of our place.
Oh, nice.
And that created I call it a cash cow for us because, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of people that go to Mardi Gras. So we do make a lot of funds off of Mardi Gras.
All right, so what else? I understand that, Jody, that women are now involved and invited to become members as well. And that's not something that happened the whole 125 years.
right, we had a ladies auxiliary. The ladies ran bingo, things like that, but they were never allowed to be members until 2016. Mike's wife, who is no longer with us, was one of the first females who was allowed to join, and she had been part of the club for years. I'm the first female vice president that the club has had. So we've got a huge membership of women right now, and they do everything. They're down there on work days helping build things, you know. So we're all inclusive, everybody's, and by having the women as members too, they're bringing their kids down. So it's a family place now. We're working on 3rd generation of some of our members. So I was glad that they did that, because at one point men weren't even allowed to speak to women at the club.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, how things have evolved over the years, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not just sports. I mean, you have all kinds of different events there, Jody.
Yeah.
I mean, things, different kind of dances. Would you maybe share some of the many things you can do, not just sports there?
We do a lot with the Mardi Gras group. We do the scavenger hunt. We do the Mardi Gras ball that's held at our place. We're out in the community. We donate a lot. We do a lot of donation drives, men's clothing drives. We always do a big toy drive in December, back to school drive, a food drive in November. So yeah, we're out there. We do more than sports. We're helping the community. We're involved in the community, and we work with other, like Soulard Restoration Group. A lot of cross membership there. Members of their group are with us. We're with them. We help each other out, and I think that's how Soulard kind of stays strong, because we all work together.
Yeah, it's amazing, that community there. It's you know, it's so historic there with the cobblestones and being close to the riverfront and the proximity of Busch Stadium and the brewery. Has the brewery been involved over the years, being right around the corner? I couldn't see how it wouldn't.
Yes, they are a sponsor of our book. That's one way. And then Jerry Clinton, who owned Gray Eagle Distributing, and the brewery would help fund our boxing matches, and because that's the only way. A lot of the clubs, boxing clubs in St. Louis, use our facility, which we donate to them, to raise funds for their clubs, you know, so that they can make money, because it's hard to come up with the cash to operate.
Now, in recent years and decades, you've had the Corey Spinkses and the Alexander brothers, Devin
Yes.
Alexander the Great. And when we talk to those guys, they always give kudos to you guys over at SBAC. Do they have anything going on there now? Is there any current things going on, training?
No, we don't have any training at the club. It's basically used for them to put on shows. We do have a boxing show coming up in November that will be put on at the club to raise funds for them. We used to have a gym. We kind of got away from the gym because when the club went through a period of no cash, the cash was real low, we had to sell our gymnasium.
So before we let you go, is there any, I guess once again, if someone wants to get involved with the South Broadway Athletic Club, or if they would maybe like to hold an event there or anything like that, what should they do?
They can go to our website, sbacstl.org. They can find out events that are going on, anything they need to know about our club. If you want to join, come down the second Friday of the month, and that's our general membership meeting.
Just knock on the door.
Come on in. The bar is open, and you'll meet the nicest group of people
That's the most
ever
important
found.
thing.
Bar's open, and buy the book.
Any final thoughts in about 20 seconds?
Yeah, we have a Queen of Hearts on Thursday night. That's a good night to come down. We have live music. It's free. The last Queen of Hearts was the winner. Ended up, the jackpot was $122,000.
Holy cow.
So they ended up with, after taxes and everything, like almost $60,000.
Wow.
So it's a pot that builds week to week, but it's every Thursday. It's live music, cheap beer, and fun.
What else could you ask for?
Family friendly.
Family friendly, the South Broadway Athletic Club. Once again, St. Louis is home for boxing, wrestling, and cheap beer since 1899. Thank you so much for joining us,
Thank you for having
Mike
us.
and Jody, and congratulations on your 125th anniversary. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, that's our show for today. We'd especially like to thank our guests in studio for joining us today. We'd like to thank you, our viewers out there, checking out Inside Sports on STL TV. Experience St. Louis.